So this video is just going to be my 30-day progress report of my Mustang Frazada. She is my makeover horse for the Michigan Tip Challenge, and she is just an incredible horse. She has such a good mind and has been progressing very, very fast. But to give you the whole story, let's start when I picked her up. May 11th, 2023 was the day I picked up this girl for the Michigan Tip Challenge. The first time I saw her, she was incredibly skinny and had tons of baby fur and matting on her. We had brought her up north for a clinic kind of thing, and she had made very, very fast progress. Within the first 3 days, she had been leading, loading, lunging. She had gotten the tag off. She was letting me brush her and even clip her stomach because, like I said, it was very matted. We had even started working on picking up feet, and she let me treat her cuts and scrapes. With this being my first makeover Mustang, I was not sure what to expect and how quick to take it. But after pretty much the first day, she had been acting very calm and really wasn't reacting. We even got her wormed. Fast forward a few days, we got her to the boarding facility I was at. This seemed to be the perfect solution as it was the only place near us that had Mustang facilities, and she had even been paying me to train her horses. We had quickly found out it was not what it seemed, and she had not been really taking care of my horse. I had to feed it and muck out and do all of the things that she had previously agreed to do. I understand that those could be reasonable things, but those were what we were paying her to do. And she had been blatantly disregarding all of the things that we had asked her to do or not do with my horse. She had also stopped letting me come out or work with her for many days. So it ended up not being the situation we had thought. But we made the best of it, and I got her tying and picking up her feet more consistently. I also got her loading in all of the different kinds of trailers. You could see she definitely was making progress. We gave her quite a bit of grain, although she took a while to start eating it. But overall, we were just trying to get her comfortable with me so that I could move her. In the time that we were there, I also got a pad on her, and I full body clipped her, which you will see in a second. We also measured her, and she ended up being about 13 hands. Here was when she was body clipped, and you can see she's still very skinny, but she looks better than when she came in. During this time, I was trying to find another place to move her to. I was not sure if I could find anywhere who would take a Mustang, even though she was mostly tame. She was still less than 30 days out of the wild, and I think at this point it was probably closer to 15 or 20. You can see she obviously wasn't abused there, but the only reason she actually had hay was because of us. Eventually I talked to my trainer and I got her moved. Here is her the first day she was moved with her little pal, Pipsqueak, who is totally usually on the bottom of the pecking order, but he still can boss her around. Our first session was fantastic. I got a flag and used the ball with her, and she really does not care. She seriously thinks through everything and has a really good mind. She usually wasn't scared of things, but anytime she did spook, it was literally a tiny hop in place. But as you can see, she's not really spooky, and she observes everything with her mouth. At this point, she was doing all of the basics still, and I was just getting her used to desensitizing. This is the first time I put a fly mask on her and turned her out without a halter. I wasn't sure how she was going to be to catch, but she ended up walking right up to me and being perfectly fine. I spent a lot of time just hanging out with her and hand grazing her, but also a lot of time working with her on just the basics and getting her to be like a domestic horse. Although I'm sure maybe some people have gotten their horses a little bit farther, I hadn't seen a lot of updates about that on the page, so I wasn't worried about pushing her too much. I thought that since I'm in the youth division anyways, I could get the first 30 days of her just comfortable with me and really in sync with me before I would work on more liberty and tricks. I had her push the giant bouncy ball thing, and she really didn't care, and eventually she got into it and wanted to kind of push it like cows. Oh, and she didn't care about it going under her at all. This was her first time on the teeter-totter bridge, and she could not care less. She just wanted to eat grass. And even when it came back up and made a giant noise, she did not care. Eventually, we got to the progress report pictures, and these are the ones I sent in. She looks definitely a lot better, but, she still needs weight. I did not send the pictures of her eating a tarp. Those ones stayed in my camera roll. But, you can see she really does not care about anything. She is sensitive to cues, but she's very trusting in the fact that she does not react. That was the first time she had ever had it on her back, and no, could not care less. And then me being a maniac by her, no reaction. She does not care, and those are pool noodles, so if you guys ever want to desensitize your horses to stuff, pool noodles are the way to go. As you can see, there's quite a few things you can do with them. But you can see she really just approaches it and is not nervous about it, which I feel like most broke horses would be weird about that, whatever that was. And then this hula hoop makes like a weird noise, and so that's why I kept shaking it like that. But no, she does not care. I put it on her neck, which you'll see in a second, and no reaction. She is just such a good horse. She really doesn't want to react to anything because she just thinks about things first. And the times that she has reacted were for good reason. I think one of the times was a dog ran up to her and she hopped for a second in place and then sniffed it and was like, oh, I'm fine. And then the other was a mini gator, those vehicle things, and then she didn't care after. And then she had her first bath, and the first time ever having a fly sheet on, and it was 6 sizes too big. So we returned that, and I know that these pictures you can't even see, but oops. I also threw a mini saddle on her because she didn't care, and so I thought it was adorable. Anyways, this was the point where she started really liking me, and she would come and follow me, and was eating everything, which is good, not a bad thing, a good thing, and just really started trusting me more. I decided to have a full session working on lunging in the arena, and she had already obviously lunged before, but just getting her cues a little bit quicker and more sensitive. And that was the day we started Liberty. I actually don't have videos of that, sadly, but we got walk trot Liberty on the ground, and she's doing amazing.